Welcome back to Babbling Brook Homestead. Today we're working on adding raised beds. We got just rough cut hemlock lumber from the Amish. A lot of people go with cedar because they say it lasts longer, but we've had ours a year. There's not really any change. So if we get a few years out of it, I'll be happy. So we're adding 9 new beds. We're going to show you how we do it. We already pre-cut ours. Ours are 12 foot long by 4 foot wide. And like I said, it's just rough cut lumber. So we're going to go ahead and start that. We made ours 12 inches deep so that you get plenty of soil in it to grow the various things. If you want to plant potatoes and different root vegetables, you need a little bit deeper soil. But they're really pretty simple. Our beds are raised because we have really rocky clay soil. Not very great for growing anything in. So we decided to do raised beds. It's really just that simple. Once you come up with your size, we're going to move these around after we're done. We'll build them all. You don't want to watch that, it'll be boring. But we'll build them all and then tell you our next step when we return. Okay guys, we made quick work of that. We had 9 beds to add. So, as you know, with this whole coronavirus thing, people are wanting to make food at home, and it's very important. I think if you can, you should, even if it's a container on your porch. I actually already had the plans set to add more beds. We just didn't have the funds last year to do that. So I'm pretty excited, but it just made me feel even better with everything that's going on and not being able to find food in the stores as much as you would hope, that I can grow my own and have the room to do it. So let's go through. So we've added, those are the beds I had, the outer shell, and then this middle one I already had, and then these old water troughs, they had holes in them. So we decided to just utilize them for food storage, for food growth. So we added 9 more total. So there's 3 along this side, 3 along this side, and then 1 more here, and 2 more up front because we had more room up front. Now, we will be adding, we keep 2 feet in between each, so it's enough room to get through, walk, feel comfortable. This side has 4 feet because what we're going to do is put up trellises to grow vertically. If you can do that, I definitely suggest that. That way, so it'll be another video. but I'm very excited about it. It gives us more room to grow without taking up even more bed space, and we can grow a lot more. So we're doing trellises on this side and along this side as well. So there's 4 foot on each side of that. We will be adding something on the bottom of the beds for weed barrier. We did not do that last year, and it is a pain in the butt. It definitely shows. We have a lot of weeds to pull out because this was just a grassy area before we came in here. And we did lay mulch down, but it didn't really help that much. So we will be putting a barrier down in the bottom of the beds, adding a mix of topsoil and compost in, and having good healthy soil is just most important for gardening. Get the best you can, but you can find really good soil for really good stuff. You can even find it free. A lot of the local recycling centers actually do it for free. They have people come in that live in town and such, and will bring in their leaves and their branches when things fall, things like that, and they'll compost it down, and then our local recycling center gives it for free. They just charge a little bit to scoop it into your bed of your truck or on your trailer, but it's free and it's really good for your soil. So we'll do as much as we can. As you see, we're adding a lot. Like I said, they're 12 inches deep, they're 12 foot long and 4 foot wide, so it's a lot of space, and we added 9 beds. So we do have all the animals on the farm. I unfortunately have not started a compost pile. We just didn't have the equipment to make it high enough to do that, but my neighbor kindly has been piling it up for me, so now I'm starting, and hopefully by next year I'll have plenty to amend my beds with for the spring, for the fall, and then the spring. But as much as you can do on your own. Table scraps, I did just recently get a compost bin by my kitchen. I actually have back there, and all our little table scraps go there. However, we're getting chickens and pigs soon, so they'll probably end up getting a lot of it, and maybe our grasses and cut up leaves will go in that. One thing I did realize worked amazing for this soil this spring. We had mulched with shredded up leaves, and that was great mulch. The worms in the soil, it's so healthy, it is amazing. So that's definitely a good thing to use. But so we'll also be trying to put down something for a weed barrier through the walkways, because especially with the trellises going up, it's gonna be hard to pick in there and get through. But we will be touring, going through and doing more. When we add the trellises, will be another video. And that, of course, when we grow, or when we plant, sorry, when we plant more, those will be videos too. And I'll do a quick tour of what we got going. So right in this bed, sorry, this is not safe to be walking backwards. So in this one right here behind me, we have garlic planted in it from the fall. It's doing beautifully. And then in the other part of it, because I only had a little bit of garlic, I planted some onion in it just recently, so it's not really sprouting yet. But I do have, in this bed here, along these trellises, I have peas. Those are coming up really well, as you can see. And then I have lettuces and such. It's not the greatest, but you can see the rows. There's lettuce. And then in this bed here, ooh, that sun is bright. There's also different kinds of lettuces and everything, and some peas. Now the exciting bed is this beautiful thing right here. That is my strawberry bed. It has strawberries, and then it has some asparagus. I cut a lot of the asparagus the other day, and then it got too cold, and it still didn't do very well. So there's still new growth coming up though, so hopefully we'll still get some out of it. That unexpected late frost really did a lot on a lot of people's plants, and I'm thankful that I waited to put stuff out. I had the room to keep it in the house, but it is really sad for a lot of people. Did lose a lot, but in my strawberries. They did fine, uncovered and everything. But you can see all the blossoms. It is loaded. It's going to be loaded here soon, as it warms up and actually gets pollinators out here. So that is the garden for the day. Take you through. Let's see. So it's really simple. You could even have a little space and you could throw a couple beds up or in-ground gardens. Grow as much as you can. All right, I'll see you next time.